Shalom, Bruchim Habayim, welcome to this video. In this video we are gonna talk about roots that end on Aleph. Why are we doing this today? Because I have seen that many students, they are a little bit afraid when it comes to Aleph at the end. Like, what I'm gonna do about it? Isn't it neutral or is it always an A? We are going to go about that, and then you will see there is no reason to be afraid of roots that end on Aleph and their respective verbs. So let's see. We are talking about Lamed Aleph verbs. What on earth is that? Well, I just said it in the introduction. These are verbs that have a root that looks like this, which means we are talking about roots that end on Aleph. And now we are going to translate that. What does that mean, end on Aleph? Well, if you take a grammar book, they will talk about Lamed Aleph verbs. You can just exchange end on with Lamed. This is what it means. And it only means that we have Aleph on the third root position. Instead of number 3, we are using the name of the letter Lamed. That's all what it is about. So this is a subcategory within the binyan. Let's say we are in Pa'al, and within Pa'al we talk about the verbs where the root ends on Aleph. And subcategories are called gizrah. And this is a gizrah called Lamed Aleph. If you do not know what a gizrah is and you had never contact with that, I leave you below in the description the link to it's actually a quite old video that I made a couple of years ago, but where I explain in depth what is a gizrah and why do you need to know. Okay, but we move on now. If I asked you, how would you make an infinitive from this root? No specialty, just in general. And hopefully you would answer, oh, that's very simple. I just place a lamed in front and a vav between the second and the third letter. Correct. And what would be the vowels? The vowels would be I, O. Okay, let's try that. Lis, gor. Lig, mor. Live, dog. So you see, it is always the same pattern. So this pattern thing is absolutely key in Hebrew. This is why I'm always saying Hebrew is all about patterns. And for example, those who have been in my course, they know already that when I teach a pattern, I give you a lot of repetitions as homework, and also already in the course we do a lot of repetitions. You go home, you do another repetition or repetitions, and then it really sticks. It is all about you seeing a pattern and then we hammer it into your brain. Okay? Okay, let's move on with the video. And this pattern does not change with Aleph at the end. It changed with Chet at the end, for example, but that is another story. But it is not changing with Aleph. It is always I, O. Lim, tso. Lig, kro. Lis, no. When you know the vowel pattern of a binyan, and that is key in Hebrew, you can do anything. You can just fill here, I don't know, whatever letter. And yes, of course, there are exceptions, as I said, guttural letters, right? But these are other gizrah. So in the gizrah of Lamed Aleph, nothing happens. Aleph is neutral and nothing happens. Let's see, for example, if we now move on to the present tense. Is something going to change? Let's see. Let's first go back to the one that does not have an Aleph. That's easier. So we had here lisgor, and now we move to the present tense. What do we do? Well, we simply take the lamed away and then we move the vav. And here, what are the vowels? 𝐾𝐨𝐻. So we moved from lis-go to 𝐒𝐭𝐨𝐻. And this is now the same for the others here as well. לגמור הוא גומר. לבדוק הוא בודק. And guess what? We come now to Lamed Aleph. Remember, Aleph on the third position is Lamed Aleph. It's a gizrah, it's a subcategory. Now, in this subcategory, we keep the vowel pattern of the present tense, which is o, e. That means when we have here limtso, then we come to hu, o, e, motse. And here again, לקרוא הוא קורא. לשנוא הוא שונא. So at the end of the day, it is all about keeping the vowel pattern. And that is true for all tenses and all binyanim. Let me pick another one. For example, Nifal. Oh yeah, I know you're going to like it. That is another thing students are afraid of. Nifal. Okay, let's see. Same exercise. We first start with the one that does not have an aleph. Let's make a very easy exercise, a verb that most of you probably know. But first, question, how do you make an infinitive in Nifal? Lamed Hey Yud in front. And then the root stays together. Okay, and what are the vowels? First, you have here always this prefix lehi, and then it is a, e. For example, 𝐒𝐭𝐤𝐴. And now that you know that, you can make an infinitive in Nifal when there is an aleph on the third root position, when we are talking about the gizrah lamed aleph. You place the prefix in front, lehi, and then you apply the vowels. Like for example in 𝐿𝐻𝐼𝐻. You see, it is exactly the same. So aleph at the end changes nothing. And if you're still wondering, yeah, but in this case, what do I do with the present tense? Okay, go back to the one that I showed you without the aleph and look what is happening there. Let's look here. 𝐒𝐭𝐤𝐴. We want to go to the present tense. So how do we do that? In Nifal, the rule is that in the present tense, you take the infinitive and take off the lehi and replace the lehi with a nun. Then you add the root. And the vowels in the present tense of Nifal are I, A. Hu, nich, nas. This is what you have to reproduce. Now back to our Lamed Aleph root in Nifal. We now do exactly the same. We exchange lehi for a nun. Then we add the other letters of the root. That means we add the root. And now the present tense vowels. With this we come to hu, nim, tza. You see, this is what it is. It is patterns. And if you are lost, then go to one that you know. Yes, there are some letters, guttural letters, and aleph is actually guttural letter, that do change the vowels. But aleph is not one of them. So with aleph, everything is cool. Stick to the pattern. So we have come to an end with this video, and I hope I could take at least a bit of your fear away. Of course, it has not the same intensity as in the course, naturally, but I wanted you to see there is no reason to be afraid of these roots. Okay, I hope you liked it, and I hope I see you in the next video. Shalom.